from that process. You are now saying that you want to meet with the president. Over what? Indeed, but for a minute, if the president were to accept to meet with him, the president will be an accessory after the fact. He will be condoning and conniving with him that a criminal defendant was seen instead of being dragged to the threat floor of the judiciary. So you are meeting with him, which was what the AGF did. That somebody who ran away could not be tried because he ran away, and others were then tried. You met with him and you are discussing with him, and then you brought him. And for those who know all these things that they're talking about, there are reports that Maina was coming to the Ministry of Justice, going everywhere. He's been in Nigeria since April. These facts are in the public domain. That's the duplicity that I call despicable. So all this talk about, I want to see the president, I don't know what he wants to see the president for. So do what?
There's a system that the government picked up at one time in the fight against corruption. It has to do with the plea bargain. And they talked about how they recovered some monies from people who looted government coffers. Even though those names have not been published, and we do know the Attorney General had promised to publish those names according to the judgment of the court. But seeing that, is it not possible that Mr. Maina is just more or less like putting forth a sort of plea bargain ahead of time, saying, give me audience, I'll let you know this? Is it not some sort of plea bargain?
Is the president the person to grant him a plea bargain? The president can only grant. The president can only grant. The president can only grant you amnesty, like prerogative of mercy. That's after conviction. Maina has not been convicted. He has not even allowed the process to run. So it is not yet stage for the president to intervene in Maina's matter. The president is not EFCC. If Maina wants plea bargaining, let him go to the EFCC now. That's where he has plea bargaining. That's where his lawyer will discuss with the prosecutor under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, and then talk about plea bargaining. So you can't be plea bargaining from a self-imposed exile. You are being heard, you are not being seen. And you are taking advantage of the free press. Look, the judiciary is an institution of society. You are running away from the judiciary, you are talking to the media. Through proxies and now by video. That's an abuse of media space. That's not how you treat a country. It is insulting. That's not how you treat Nigerians. You are ridiculing our institutions. You've taken on the three arms of government. The Senate called you, you didn't go. The FCC called you in the executive arm of government, you didn't go. The judiciary charged you, you didn't appear. That's the trinity of government. You've taken on the entire machinery of the state. You've defied everybody.
If I may come in here, Mr. Ogunye. Yes, you say Mr. Maina is abusing the institutions of the nation, but is he not also a pointer, or is he not also pointing fingers at the institutions of the nation have failed or are failing in that? For instance, he said his family is being threatened, he is being threatened, his lawyer is being threatened. Is he not a pointer to a situation maybe the institutions are failing?
Look, if as a lawyer or as a criminal suspect I've been threatened and I have the back of an AGF, the Minister of the Interior, who is in control of the agencies like immigration and all that, a retired general, and others in government, where is the threat? Look, Neta, let him give us a break. What threat? What is the threat? Look, I've just told us that he is not alone. Others have been taken through the judicial process. 12 to date. They've not been killed. So what's so spectacular about this? So he's the one that now knows where all the monies are and all that. He's not even a trained investigator. He's a civil servant. So he's the one that has the forensic power.
If you can hear me.
the dregs of the pension scam. So this I use my words.
Can you hear me, Mr. Ogunye? If I may come in here. Now, just wondering, what do you then make of the, I mean, what you did say was that the Attorney General was reading from the investigations the EFCC conducted, that the AGF was a part, beg your pardon, not AGF, Mr. Maina was a part of the syndicate, which is highly placed people involved in a pension scandal. Do you really think that those people would want him to speak? And if they do not want him to speak, do you think that they will do everything to silence him? Isn't that threat real?
The threat is a phantom. It's not real. In the circumstances, and I will tell you why. Look, a threat beheld, a threat anticipated can easily be neutralized. The AGF is talking about threat. Everybody is talking about threat. They are the ones who hold the paraphernalia of the state, paraphernalia of power, the apparatus of governance. They are in control of the police. They are in control of the SSS. They are in control of the SSS. They are in control of everything. And you're telling me that in the circumstances, Maina is not secure because there is this powerful syndicate that is more powerful than the Nigerian government? That is so powerful that it has the power of life and death over everybody. What goes for Maina goes for all the others, as I've said. They have been taken through the judicial process now. So they're not being killed. So, look, even if the threat is real, the state has the power to grant protection to a criminal defendant.
How would you advise that they proceed right now on this matter?
The institution of the state should work in concert. Those who have channel of communication with Maina, evidently, should persuade him to turn himself in. The game was up when the Nigerian people realized that Maina had been brought in surreptitiously. Premium Times broke that news, and since that time, the president had to intervene and say, get him out of service. Moving forward, what I think that Nigerians should do first is that reinstatement, because we are still being scorned at by his attorney, who said that, what do you mean? He's not been sacked. He's still receiving salaries. He's treating files, contrary to what Mr. President has said.